So every teacher and every educator in whatever setting, we're all of us somewhat nervous when we begin to touch on a topic which is controversial. The question is, what do we mean by controversial, and when do we need to alter the way in which we're doing things in order to take on board the controversialness of the subject? So there's a brilliant book written by Robertson and Zimmerman called The Case for Contention. And there they give us pretty much 4 rules or 4 tick boxes in order to assess, is this a subject that is maximally controversial? So first of all, it needs to be a topic over which there's a disagreement. Okay, so far so normal. The second test is that it has to be a hot button issue. It's something which is emotional and at the heart of going on. It feels explosive and it's now. Okay. Third, it's a matter of public concern. So it's not just a controversy over a particular piece of reading or writing that we're doing over which we have an internal disagreement. It's something of public concern that has ramifications outside of your learning circle. And finally, and this is the key, they come up with a lovely definition, that it's a subject where fairly knowledgeable, reasonable people can rightly disagree over which position is correct or best. Okay? And let's break that down. They need to be fairly knowledgeable. They don't need to be ignorant. We need to somehow develop reasonable people who can rightly disagree, as in it makes sense to argue this side and it also makes sense to argue that side. So when we find a topic that is the subject of disagreement, that is a hot button issue of public concern, over which people can rightly disagree, that is when Zimmerman and Robertson would tell us that we have a maximally controversial topic. And when we're dealing with a maximally controversial topic, that means we need specific tools in order to enable argument over a maximally controversial topic. And for that, we need a pedagogy of argument.